Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 234 and is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. This week we're going to preview our 12 runners for Saturday's Coast to Coast Raceday at the Sunshine Coast as the Queensland Winter Carnival really starts to heat up. Morning, Tony. It's usually one of the Gold Coast major showpieces, but with major track renovations there, they've been forced to change.
Yeah, good morning, Claire. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, certainly a different start to the carnival this week, heading up to the Sunshine Coast. We used to be heading there right at the end of our carnival. We're up there this week now due to the Gold Coast renos, and we're all looking forward to seeing what's in store there at the Gold Coast once we get back racing. But a bumper card, big meeting up there at the Sunshine Coast. Late finish, 10:06. The lights will be on.
Yep.
But some really good racing.
There will be. Last weekend we did see another strong win by the progressive 4-year-old ANTINO at Eagle Farm, but we also saw the final race for one of our stable stalwarts and stars, VEGA won.
Yeah, it was a bit of an up and down sort of weekend, really. Saturday was sort of that sort of day.
Yeah.
ANTINO was the shining light. He was terrific. He really picked them up and put them away quite easily. He won very soft in the end. As he continues to progress through this carnival, races will get tougher for him.
Yep.
But he's come through that run beautifully. He looks $1 million over there in his box.
He does. Right
across from us. And I'm sort of looking forward now to the BRC sprint with him. Yeah, and off to Rocky then on Sunday for what was a really good day. Hats off to the amateur committee up there, Rocky Jockey Club and the amateur jockey club up there for putting on such a great day with the Archer. Buzzing crowd, good weather. And yeah, it was the last run for VEGA one. He went out well. We mixed things up a bit with him. He sat outside lead and he did a good job. He just peaked late on it all. So brought him home and he's going to head off into retirement. He's going to become an inventor, I believe. Yep. And I'm sure he's going to make someone an awesome companion because he really is a lovely horse.
He's got a lot of personality.
Yeah, he's got a stack of character.
Yep.
The horse that's left here as a 7-year-old was a different horse when he got here as a 3-year-old. And yeah, he's had a great career, so he'll be well and truly looked after now in his post-racing life.
Okay, let's start our preview for the featured Gold Coast Turf Club meeting at the Sunshine Coast on Saturday. The rail is in the true position. The track is currently rated a soft 5 with the forecast for a sunny day on Saturday. So with the likelihood of a good 4 and some big fields, where do you think will be the place to be?
Interesting question. I would imagine they won't win hard fence. Normally this time of the year, with a bit of moisture about last week, and we're still getting pretty good dews this time of year. I'd imagine they won't win hard fence. You'll have a lot of track to work with. Reckon's a terrible way to speak. I think probably 3 to 4 off fence.
We'll start with race 1, which is the Bat Out of Hell over 850 metres. We'll have 2 runners in this. Le Palmier will carry 59 kilos. Jimmy Orman will ride him from barrier 10. Le Palmier is currently paying $4 to win and $1.70 for the place. He is first up and amazingly has never missed a place first up in 7 goes, including 2 wins. Was excellent last prep with 2 wins and has looked good in his jump outs leading into this.
Yeah, we've really prepared him well for this race, I feel. We've had this race in mind for some time. So we're able to give him 3 jump out tour trials without doing anything further than the 800 with him. He's very, very sharp. His last one was last Thursday. He's just in Millane in good form, and he's certainly ready to rock and roll on Saturday.
The second runner we have is The Move, who's just chilling in the box behind us there. 56.5 kilos, Tim Clark on board, barrier 5. He's currently paying $6.50 to win and $2.20 for the place. He's also first up and a very fast short course sprinter. Was disappointing last preparation, but he has returned with some nice recent trials and jump outs.
We give him a really big spell, Claire. Wanted everything to settle down with him. He hadn't had one of those for some time, so give him a really big spell up the farm. Brought him back in. We've taken our time with him, very much like Le Palmier. We've been able to give him 3 jump out tour trials, really prepare him for this race. He maps beautifully. There's so much speed in this race, as you can expect. With a race named the Bat Out of Hell, you're going to have a lot of fast horses in it, and that's certainly the case this year. They'll really they'll scamper along out the gate. He should be able to park. He's got enough natural speed to park just on the back of that speed and be strong late. So 2 very good chances in what is an open race full of absolute speedsters. I'm going to go with Le Palmier. You got to have 2 bets when you back Le Palmier. The first one is you got to step away well, and if he does that, if he jumps out well, then he's hard to beat. So I'm going to bet that Jimmy Orman gets him to step beautifully. Yep. If he steps the gates like he can, he'll just run him ragged. I think he's a very sharp horse and he's in good shape.
Race 3 is the listed Gold Coast bracelet for the 3-year-old fillies over 1,800 metres. We have 2 runners in this one as well. We'll start with Madame ODETTE. She'll carry 56.5 kilos. Ryan Millane will ride her barrier 18. Madame Odette's paying $9.50 to win and $2.90 for the place at the moment. She's third up and ready to step out to the 1800 metres. Last start she was over the mile in the Princess Stakes and finished very strongly for second after drawing wide, and has drawn wide again though.
Yeah, she was good the other day. She was month between runs into that, so there was natural improvement there. She followed the winner. The winner was just better. It just sprinted that little bit quicker than her, but it was a bit deeper into its preparation. I think she's made up good headway now, this filly. I think her work since that last run's been terrific. She worked really well here during the week, and she's really come through that second up run in good shape. So she's a better filly this time round. She's still drawn awful, and this is probably the only bad start at the Sunny Coast, the 1800. You jump and you hit a corner and you've got to get into the back straight. So very similar to Doomben the other day. We got to chance our hand a little bit. Milane's got to let her roll a bit from the gate and see if we can find a spot anywhere in the first half of the field with a bit of cover.
Second runner we have is Compass Rose. She'll carry 56.5 kilos. Angela Jones will ride. She'll jump from barrier 4. She is paying $9.50 to win and $2.90 for the place. She was an impressive 5-length winner last start over the 2,040 metres at Doomben when the blinkers went on. She's had 4 weeks between runs and looked good in the jump out last week. Yeah,
she jumped out well last week, just kept ticking her over. She's very fit, 2,000 back to the 1,800. First time blinkers, she was awesome, wasn't she? We won't ride her in that same manner this time. She was very lost sitting outside the lead with no cover in that last run at Doomben. And she was a bit the same actually at the trial, at the jump out last week. So she's so much better when you just tuck her in and follow something in the run. So off that low draw, we'll be able to bounce, we'll be able to sit just behind the speed with a bit of cover. And what she's doing with the blinkers on is sprinting really, really quickly. So I think they're both excellent chances in a big open field of fillies. These are such good races. They're such tough races. Both horses are really good odds. Gun in my head, I think Compass Rose is going particularly well, and I know she's going to get a very economical run. So I just have her just slightly in front of the other, but there's very little between these two.
Race 5 is the listed silk stocking for the fillies and mares. A run over 1,400 metres, a race you won right back in the year 2000 with Nova Sharul. Is that how you say it?
That's how you say
it, yep. We have 2 runners this year. Love Sensation will carry 54 kilos with Angela Jones on board barrier 1. At the moment, Love Sensation is paying $10 to win and $3.30 for the place. First up and yet to win fresh in 6 goes. Does love the track and trip. She's actually won 2 from 2. Nice trial and then hit the line strongly in a jump out last week.
Yeah, I don't love the stat 0 from 6 fresh up, but I sort of didn't have much of a choice. We were able to back off her, really try and target this race with her. We're able to give it a jump out in the trial, so 2 pits out the barriers. I thought last Thursday she was really good. She maps to get a really nice run here. She's well weighted. She should be able to just sit right on the back of the speed. So I think she's an excellent chance, although I'm a little bit nervous with the none from 6 fresh up. It's hardly fresh up. She's not really first up. She's really just off a freshen. So I'm going to take that. I think I've still got a good bit of residual fitness from last prep, so I'm not going to doubt myself too much.
Okay, fair enough. The second runner we have is TikTok Queen. She'll carry 54 kilos. Tom Sherry will ride barrier 17. She's paying $18 to win and $5 for the place at the moment. She finished strongly first up over the 1,200 metres, although never really threatened. Has drawn the car park again, but she is on a Stradbroke path. Yeah, she got back in a very slow run race the other day, Claire, and I think this race will suit her a lot better. I would love to have drawn a barrier. She's been good at Caloundra too, and she can jump and hold a spot, but from out where we are, we're going to be in the second half of the field somewhere. We've got to try and find a bit of cover, smother her up, and she'll be strong to the line. So the barrier is a big attraction for us. I do, and hopefully they'll run along a little bit more in this. If they can put a little bit of pressure into the race, then she can get home. But it's hard to say which one's which. They're very similar. They're similar prices, really. One's 10, one's 17. Probably, my gut probably tells me Love Sensation can just posse up and run a bit of a race. Okay. We'll move on to race 6 now, which is the Group 3 Gold Coast Guineas for the 3-year-olds over 1,200 metres. Millane will run in this for us, 59 kilos. Jimmy Orman will ride from barrier 10, currently paying $41 to win and $9 for the place. He is a newcomer to the stable in the last month. He is a beautifully bred colt and a stakes winner on debut as a 2-year-old, and a group place getter early this season behind the sprint star Giga Kick. He's had 1 jump out since arriving for a nice win last week. Yeah, he's a nice horse. He's obviously got a few tricks, or he wouldn't be up here. He's a gorgeous looking animal with good action, and he does seem to want to be a nice track worker, so he wants to please you there. So we jumped him out last week. I thought he was pretty impressive there. We give him a good dig out the gates, and
made him get interested early in what it was all about, and I thought he was terrific. So I've taken the blinkers off him. They had him on him for one run.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was the key gear change at all. So we've taken them off and just gone back to natural. I'm very happy with how he looks. He'll present exceptionally well. You'll see him ridden a little bit differently. I'll stir him up a little bit out the barriers, ride him a bit aggressively, get him interested early, and he'll run an awful lot better than $41, that's for sure.
Okay. We'll move on to race 8 now, which is the listed ATC Trophy, run over 1,200 metres. You did win this race in 2019 with Coldstone. We have 4 runners entered this year. We'll start with HILAL. He'll carry 59 kilos. Ryan Millane will ride him. He'll jump from barrier 4. He's currently paying $16 for the win and $4.80 for the place. He almost got it done 2 starts ago over the 1,200 metres and then copped a big whack in the run last start and didn't finish off. He's had a little bit of a freshen and an easy jump out last week.
Yeah, we've done a bunch of different things with him. We've been jumping him and all sorts of stuff, and just trying to get him interested. His jump out was pretty lacklustre on quite a wet track, which he doesn't like. He's another one I want to get him pretty interested out the gates early here, put him into the race. It's a big field of sprinters here. It's a very good race, this.
Yeah.
It's a really strong listed race, and a few of these are going to better races throughout the carnival. Look, we know this horse has got the ability. It's whether he allows us to get it out of him, whether he gives it to us on race day. Just share it a little bit, because he's certainly got the ability. But he's a funny old bugger. He's got a few tricks for sure and certain, but he is in good order. He's drawn low, and with an aggressive ride early, I'm sure he can be in the race.
Second runner we have is Vinco. He'll carry 58.5 kilos. Ben Thompson will jump on board from barrier 17. He is currently paying $61 to win and $15 for the place. He's first up and coming off a nice trial and then a jump out last week. He did win the Magic Millions Cup at his last prep with a big finish, but he does usually need a run going by his record.
Yeah, he does. He's prepped up beautifully, this horse. He really is in good order, and I think Sunshine Coast big track will suit him. The barrier doesn't concern me. He's going to get back in the second half of the field anyway and track up and look to get to the outside late. He'll hit the line really well. He's been jumping out and trialling super, this bloke. I'm bloody pleased with him. He's in really good shape. 60-1, he's stupid odds, to be honest. Probably the silliest odds horse we got in all day, and we got some big odds runners on Saturday. But I think he's in great order. He'll go from this probably to something like the BRC Sprint. Okay. He's going really well.
The next one we will talk about is F Troop. He'll carry 55 kilos. Tim Clark will ride him. He has drawn barrier 6. He's currently paying $21 to win and $6 for the place. He was a brilliant trial winner before leading last start and hitting a wall with about 100 metres to go. Good second up record. He is down in weight, drawn well, and a senior jockey goes back on.
Yeah, it was an awfully messy race the other day. He just went far too hard for Angela. She just couldn't come back on him at a crucial time and left him a sitting shot around Doomben. He's going really well, this horse. He looks super. Work was good Tuesday. He's in good order. He's fit well and healthy. I think Timmy Clark's a really key booking for him. He should be able to begin well and just sit on the back of the speed, get every chance and run really well. So I think he's a really good chance. He wants a hard race. It
is. The fourth runner we have is Salateen. She'll carry 54 kilos. Chad Schofield is booked to ride her from barrier 11. She is currently paying $12 to win and $3.90 a place. Great first up run. Strong late over the Doomben 1110, going down by just a length out to her third distance, which she's had 4 wins at, and she should enjoy the big expanses of the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, I think she will, Claire. She's just drawn a little bit awkward, isn't she? But I think if we can posse up this worse in midfield with a bit of cover, she can run excellent, this horse. She'll love that track up there. It's always got that little bit of juice in it, Sunshine Coast track, which definitely suits her. I think she put the riding on the wall first up. She was unlucky not to have won, to be honest. Got shuffled around a bit early and just couldn't hold a spot, and she was best through the line. So I think she's over the odds $11, and she's my best chance in the race.
Okay, so definitely she's on top of the 4?
Yep.
Okay. We'll move on to race 9 now, which is the benchmark 85 handicap over the 1600 metres. Aussie Nugget runs 57.5 kilos with Angela Jones's 1.5 kilo claim. Aussie Nugget is drawn barrier 5, and he is paying at the moment $9.50 to win and $3.20 for the place. It was a great run, fresh when finishing hard along the rail at Doomben over the 1350. He always builds into his prep, and he will appreciate the step up to the mile, a distance he's had 5 of his 6 wins at.
Yeah, and he's raced well at this track as well before. So Ange has won him before at Doomben. So look, he ticks a lot of boxes. He was brilliant fresh up. He was probably really as good as anything we ran on the day, really. He was brilliant through the line. And I sort of expected him to run well, but maybe not that well. Yeah. He really was a good first up run. Out to the mile will really suit him. He'll be back in the second half. He's not a horse that steps away well. He just bides his time in amongst them, and he'll be strong late. I think he's a brilliant chance to finish the day off for us. So probably have better chances of the first and the last.
Yep.
And we've got a few bits and pieces in between and good odds, so that's where we're at.
Okay, we are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who do you think your best winning chance on Saturday is at the Sunshine Coast?
I think La Palmier is going to start the day off well for us.
Okay, your best each way chance?
Could say Aussie Nugget, but I'm not going to go Salateen. I think $11 is silly, but there'll be a few other horses I'll be betting. I will have something on each way on Saturday.
Yep.
That are really big odds. That'll be like something like Millane.
Okay.
And obviously Aussie Nugget the last.
Okay, your best at the provincials over the next few days. We've got Ipswich, Bow Desert, and Gatton.
And whether to go Jetpack Verdi out to the 1.5 miles at Bow Desert, or I think I'm going to go with a 2-year-old actually.
Okay.
The draws aren't out for Sunday, but I think bossed up.
Okay.
2-year-old running at Gatton on Sunday, going really well.
And your best track worker this week?
Salateen. I'd say she was good. She was probably my best. Yeah, they've all ticked over pretty nicely, but Salateen was good. Millane was really good out on the course proper. Great expectation. But yeah, happy with the old girl. I think she's in good shape.
Okay, and your performance from the stable for the week?
ANTINO. He's a beauty.
Yeah.
He's one everyone's talking about, and hopefully they keep talking about him after he wins the BRC sprint. He can get into the Stradbroke.
Yes.
There's no room for error with ANTINO, but he's certainly our star of the show this week.
Absolutely. Okay, it is time for Cav's Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. He couldn't go back-to-back last week with neither leg getting up, but his second leg chairman went very, very close. Let's see what he's got for us this week.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. This week we'll travel to Gatton on Sunday. We'll go Brentwood a win and Rippershank a win. Good punting, guys.
So he's gone back to the provincials and he's gone Brentwood to win and Rippershank a win at Gatton.
I know where Cav will be on Sunday anyway. He'll be
At Gatton.
he'll be at Gatton.
He'll be making
there
sure.
for sure. So yeah, he's gone country this weekend.
He's given himself a job.
We've got
for
a pretty
Sunday.
good team around the provincials, around the place on the weekend, and obviously racing's very strong in the metro area. So we've got some horses at the provincials that normally probably wouldn't be there, and a few of these horses fit the bill. So. I don't mind his multi, but you need to draw them good gates at Gatton. A bit of pressure on Anthony Allen too. He'll have a rough day at work Monday if he doesn't salute Sunday.
He'll be riding all the awful horses on Monday if he doesn't
absolutely.
get up. Good luck at the Coast to Coast Race Day on Saturday, Tony, and hopefully we can celebrate with some black type success.
Yeah, I agree, Claire. I can't wait. It'll be a really ripping day up there at Sunshine Coast this Sunday for what is a bloody good meeting, a very good meeting.
Best of luck to everyone on the weekend.